All right, welcome back, mi gente. What is going on? It is Kenny Dinkins, and we're back with another edition of the Call Up Podcast. It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday. We're getting ready for for NXT. We're getting ready for AEW Dynamite tonight, but we're gonna go over some news, some rumors. We're gonna review NXT 2.0. We're gonna talk about Johnny Gargano's contract. We're gonna talk about Pete Dunne. We're gonna talk about Big E winning the title on Monday. Congratulations to him. And we're gonna go over a little bit of some other stuff there, some AEW news and whatever else we could find here. But I'm not doing this alone. I am sitting with the man, the myth, the legend, Show from the Knucklehead Podcast. What is going on, man?
Everything's great, man. Everything's great. How you feeling, brother?
You know what? I'm good, man. It's Wednesday. We're recording this. We're live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We try to get there, try to give it to everybody.
Hey.
A lot to cover, the last couple of days of wrestling, and then we still have more to cover as wrestling goes on. We have some people coming in right now saying, "What up, y'all? What is going on?" You got to if your name does not pop up on the chat, it's because you have to let StreamYard in so they could see your name, so you could pop up and we can give you a shout out. But thank you for watching so far. So, Show, man, what's going on, man? Tell the people a little bit about yourself before we get into the news.
Well, I'm Show Enough from the Knucklehead Clan, and I'm somebody who's beginning to love wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited for the stuff that's going on lately. Finally, some excitement in wrestling, guys.
Now, when did you actually start watching wrestling?
I'm gonna say about a year ago. Actually start knowing what's going on and knowing when the wrestling is boring or when it's entertaining, not just watching it to watch it. That's how I used to watch it before. It was just to watch wrestling. Now it's more like I want to know what's going on. Whose contract is up? Who's going where? What's going on? Oh, who won the title? Before it wasn't important. I just wanted to see The Rock. So now it's getting interesting.
So now you're seeing, so pretty much now you're seeing all the changes that's going on in wrestling, and it's is it turning you off a little bit, or is it just it's intriguing you a little bit more, wondering what is next for wrestling, and in terms of not just WWE, but every single company in general.
It's intriguing, but at the same time scary.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of things that's been going on that haven't happened while I've been watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Another wrestling is coming through, trying to take over. WWE looks like they're panicking. I've never seen them under pressure, not even during the Attitude Era.
You know what? And that's true, because during the Attitude Era, they had to competition with WCW, but they kind of had it together. But this time around, it's I don't know. Maybe it's just they just don't care too much to do anything about it. Maybe they should. For the simple fact that they keep losing people. Nobody really wants to sign their contracts too much. So it's a little tough for the hardcore wrestling fans that we've been at it for the longest. We've been here for the long haul.
Are you I wanted to ask you, do you think it's happening on purpose? Vince McMahon is a very smart man, and all of a sudden he's acting dumb. I didn't know this contract was coming. 60 days? He's acting all nonchalant.
Right. You know what? I don't know. It could be something that, maybe he doesn't care, or maybe they're they have a strategy going on and they just letting it play out. Like I said, there's always been rumors of them trying to sell the company, or them selling larger parts of their shares so other people can have a say. And, do you want to see the company grow more? Yes. Do I think that a lot of the things that they're doing right now is stupid? Yes. And I'm a fan of pro wrestling in general, but I grew up watching WWE, and I just want to see them succeed and actually grow and do something, amazing that I'm glad like my kids are still watching it now, you know. But the way things are going now, is like, are my kids gonna watch it, or like, are we just gonna see, you know, like AEW just fully take over, because like they're like getting a blueprint to things where like they strategizing themselves little by little to be that top contender company.
I agree, and it's scary because we grew up on one company, and it's like it's like wearing Nike all your life. Nike's going out of business. Now you gotta figure out what you're gonna wear. Do I even want to wear something else?
Exactly.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you think it could survive if they did actually sell to somebody like Disney?
I don't, you know what? If they decided to sell it, and it has to be somebody like who knows what they're doing in wrestling. Because if you give it to somebody who doesn't know, but they just know money wise, then, you know, it'll make them a ton of money, but then they're just going to be an attraction later on. You know, they'll be someplace in like Universal Studios doing afternoon shows for people to sit there and watch as they come in, and they don't want to get on rides anymore and stand on long lines, you know?
Correct. That's exactly how I feel. You sell it to somebody like Ted Turner. He has money. It's going to happen again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we get into a little bit of news. Did you watch Monday Night Raw on Monday?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of? I thought, to me, them announcing that Big E was going to cash in on Monday was smart. I know a lot of people said that they wanted to be surprised, but with Monday Night Football coming now, you know, and the way Raw has been every single week, that it's been just been boring and has been fucking horrible to watch. Them announcing that Big E was going to be at Monday Night Raw and he tweeting out that he would cash in his Money in the Bank made people want to tune in.
I am gonna disagree with you from a
really
point of view. I think it was smart, but I feel like it was panic. It's where our numbers went down last week. We have to do something this week to bring them up. It was a panic move to me. We're gonna mess it up for the fans that are not gonna get that surprise element where you hear the music and he comes out with that briefcase. Oh, he got the ref behind him. Right. Oh wait, what is he gonna? I already knew. It's like the whole day he just walked around with his briefcase. I'm like, oh, they taking it all away from me. And
no, continue. I'll have my rebuttal with you.
Yeah, it took that emotion, that surprise element that you always got from that briefcase. You knew they usually cash it in and they usually get the title, usually, because I've seen some fail. But you usually didn't know when. You just saw it happen and you're like, oh, he's coming. And I didn't get that with him. I was like, he's going to show up with his briefcase. Now, I was surprised that he won. I mean, he didn't say he was going to win. He just said, I'm going to cash in.
And he was going to just show up.
Yeah, correct. But I didn't get the surprise element that I always got with that briefcase.
Now, here's my take on this, right? I love the fact, like I said, that he let you know that he was going to cash it in. Like, there was no, oh, well, he only won because he attacked him from behind, or he waited until Bobby Lashley was down, and then, you know, that was it. Like, Bobby Lashley knew that Big E was coming for the title on Monday, and it just made you hype throughout the whole entire day. You know, there were people that I know that lived in the Boston area that was just like, oh, I'm not going to Monday Night Raw because it's going to be boring. And then as soon as they found out that Big E was going to be there and there could be a possible title change, they went and got tickets to watch this, and like, because they wanted to be in the building for this. And they were just like generally excited that that Big E was going to, you know, actually win the title there.
Perfect. I mean, him winning it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It was an amazing moment. His crew came out as usual. They always did for each other. They did it for Kofi.
And that's one of the things that I love about New Day, is that they're always there for each other. When Kofi was going for the title, Xavier and Big E was there. When Xavier was hurt, they changed their gear around to show that, like, hey, you're still a part of us. You're still with us. and no, even if you're like, you know, sideline, you're still with us like in spirit. And now with Big E, you know, winning the championship, you've seen the videos, you've seen the pictures of them celebrating with him. I thought it was a really great moment for WWE. It was a really great moment for you know, for African American athletes, you know, in sports entertainment, because yes, we had Bobby Lashley as, you know, as a champion, but like now we can transition it and have another, you know, African American champion in Big E. And we got Ashley in the house right now. She's been a newer viewer that's been coming in. Hi, Ashley. What's going on? Talking about your favorite team here, the New Day. Talking about Big E's title win. So what do you expect now with Big E being champ? Like, do you see him having a longer run, or do you see like WWE dropping the ball on with this one?
Well, it all depends on the ratings. I feel like depending on how he did on Monday with the ratings and with the people, they'll let it rock, because they are looking for anything to try to beat AEW now that AEW finally beat them once. Now, usually when there's no other wrestling around and they were so taking over the world, I would say no, because for some reason WWE has been a little racist towards our black athletes.
That is true.
They did Kofi wrong. They've done so many people wrong. I've only seen a couple of black like champions. And now that they have competition, I feel like if he's the thing that's gonna take him to the next level, they'll leave him there. So it all depends on how he does, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do great, because he's something we've been waiting for, a baby face, an African American baby face. Yikes.
Exactly. So I was talking to Toe about this yesterday, or late last night. We were talking about this as far as like, you know, Big E winning the title. You know, Toe says that they're gonna ruin this. I said no. I think that they're going to at least learn a little bit from their mistakes, because of what happened with Bianca at SummerSlam, where everybody was just truly upset, and they said it was just like Kofi Kingston's 2.0 version of her losing the title. And I, you know, to me, I feel like maybe like with this run here, they're gonna give him that longevity. Like if he loses a title, he'll lose the title in a proper way, not like the way Bianca and Kofi Kingston lost, where it was just more like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, how can you do this to somebody who's had like a good run?
I think him switching over to Raw might give him longevity. Right. I really think it was. I'll tell you, I saw it because I knew he wasn't gonna go attack Roman Reigns and the Empire and take down the one thing that's keeping WWE afloat. So it was smart to put him somewhere on the other side, let him take over there. And if anything, now we could have a title match and make him lose, because I don't see Roman losing to anybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before Roman Reigns loses that title to anyone. So I'm like, I have to agree with you on that one. That I'm glad like Big E got the title from Bobby Lashley. And then we have, you know, other pay-per-views coming up, but one of the big pay-per-views that we have is Survivor Series. You know, so we could possibly see Big E versus Roman Reigns in a non-title match, or they can finally give us the match that we want and bring back the New Day and give us a New Day versus the Bloodline.
I like it. That would be interesting. We want the tag team titles and the championship too. That would be amazing. Make another Bloodline.
Like having that team form together and you know, do that thing. I think that would make a way better pay-per-view, like main event match, rather than have like, you know, Roman Reigns versus Big E by himself.
Correct. Make it a bigger match. Now, I was upset about something about this whole thing. Why didn't they do this at Extreme Rules? Well, I know why. It's the reviews of Monday Night Raw. But if they could have had Bobby actually fight Randy at Extreme Rules, and then out of nowhere, Big E comes in and cashes in on a pay-per-view, would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing. But I think the simple fact that they gave it to us on a Monday and their ratings were still slightly the same, but it did go up a little bit because of the, obviously, we have more football fans than anything else. For them to hold their own, they had to pull something out.
Panic button. I agree.
So we move in now. We transition ourselves to Tuesday nights. You still being the newer fan that you are, you got to see like the NXT brand of the black and gold brand as everyone used to call it. But now we have NXT 2.0. They gave us a new look. They gave us a whole new arena. We have a brand new champion in Tommaso Ciampa. Did you get to see last night's episode?
Honestly, no. The last night episode I didn't get to see, but I've been seeing the new colors.
Right.
I've been seeing the new 5, and I like it. I don't know how it turned out in the ring. Did they still make the colorful ring and all that? So
the apron wise is now white with whatever colors that they're putting for NXT.
Nice.
So and then they made everything like all of the lights went up. It's no longer dark anymore. And then, obviously they gave you like a whole new theme. So if you look at the arena, like if you go back, it's like a mixture. Like if you go to WWE house shows and like they have like that little Tron screen, but it's like a mixture of like all 3 shows put together. So it looks like a house show screen, but it gives you like that Monday Night Raw, SmackDown feel. If you say like an old school feel, so like they want to, bring stuff to light, to try and give it like a little more of a happier glare. Everybody was making fun of it, saying they looked like Nickelodeon. It looked at, very cartoonish, especially with all the paint splatter and stuff like that, which is kind of true because that's exactly what it reminded me of. And I guess we have to just get used to this new form of NXT.
Did they change the sound? I remember I used to enjoy the sound of NXT. I don't know. I'm weird. It used to have like a real, like it's like a basement sound, like the slam on the mat and everything.
So like as far as like miking is concerned, it still sounded the same. The first opening match, I can tell that they piped in the noise that was not the crowd that was there that night to cheer on the first match, because you can definitely tell like it was just piped in noise, because like you would hear like people screaming and clapping, but then when you look in the audience, nobody was doing that at all.
It was calm.
Yeah. So one of the guys, like I got the guy up right now for anybody who's watching this live. This is his name, Braun Breaker, right? So he is Rick Steiner's son, right? From the Steiner brothers, right? So when he got signed to WWE, he said his name was going to be Rax Steiner, right? And all of a sudden last night we get him, we see him there, and then we get a whole new name.
And who did that?
it had to either be Vince, or it had to be Bruce Pritchard, because they're the ones who are making the bigger decisions now for NXT. But funny enough that none of them were in attendance last night to produce the show. So like Kevin Dunne, who's one of the producers for WWE, he was there last night to make sure that everything was running smoothly. But as far as like Vince and Bruce Pritchard, they were in there last night. But last night we did get like newer faces. They try to introduce a lot more people. You had Ivy Neal. She's an MMA fighter who is now a part of Diamond Mine. You had Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. They're a new tag team. Anybody who knows Josh Briggs, he used to be a part of Evolve Wrestling. Before the pandemic, you used to see like Evolve Wrestling everywhere. You see them in Chicago. You see them a lot here in New York. And a lot of these guys came out of Evolve, which is like Austin Theory He was like their champion there. Leon Ruff was another person there. He was one of their tag team champions. The Street Profits, I got introduced to the Street Profits through Evolve. And it wasn't even through NXT. Like before they came to NXT, they were in Evolve. I got to see them there and meet them, and like these guys. So like now Josh Briggs is stepping into the new NXT, and I'm hoping for the best for him, because if you would have seen his old matches, if you go on YouTube and you type in Josh Briggs and you look at his old matches, like the kid can go for a tall guy, for a tall big guy. He looked like he gained some weight, but he could probably still go.
He just needs to mature and
he just
have
needs,
a couple of matches
exactly
with different people.
Exactly. So then, and we also had Von Wagner, who replaced Kyle O'Reilly in the Fatal 4-Way match last night, which I'll get into with that one. They gave us this Italian character, which is like, when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this? His name is Tony D'Angelo, right? So he did like this whole little vignette video of him walking down the street, talking in his Italian accent. I want to see how long he's going to keep this accent before they just scrap it and he shows whatever true accent he has.
Or they do the Kofi to him. Kofi was Jamaican.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he changed his voice and he was American again, And that's what I hate about WWE. Like they give these people accents, and then all of a sudden they kind of just like, okay, you know what? It's not working. You can use your regular voice, and then everybody else is like, what the? Like, what is this? What are you doing? It's
what happened to that?
Exactly. So you kind of wonder, like, what the hell is going on? And then another team that we got was Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes was the guy who won the tournament to get a future title shot with whoever champion he wants. Do you remember Crime Time from WWF days?
Crime Time, no.
So Crime Time, they were a tag team. They were an African-American tag team in WWF where like they had like this hip hop gangster character. It kind of reminded me, like the way they were talking last night, it kind of reminded me of that. Like they were trying really hard, saying that we're not going to let anything get in our way. I'm always going to have your back. It's all about the money and everything else like that. And then it was just like, then, they obviously they got released from WWE, but now it's just like, that's what you get.
I'm looking at them now. I actually do remember the one with the backward hat.
Yes.
And the big guy. I remember them.
So you have Rick Steiner's son open up the show last night, which he looks so impressive. Like if you're a fan of like grappling wrestling, like that's the guy that's gonna give that to you. If that's what you're looking for. And I think that's what Vince McMahon was looking for. I would have thought he would have just left him with his dad's name.
I would have too. And so
Tyson was telling us. So yeah, I was gonna mention the name. So JTG and Shard Gaspar. Shard Gaspar is the guy that saved his son in the water, and his body got caught up in the tide, and they couldn't save the dad, but he told him to save his son, and he ended up passing about like a year and a half ago, I believe. So that's what they remind me of. It's like I tweeted out, I was like, it looks like Crime Time 2.0, just without the baggy jeans and the Timbs, because now everybody wears tight clothes and they don't wear fitted caps like that anymore. It's just like the old school guys like me and you.
Well, I got my sombrero today.
That's okay. It looks good, man. It looks good.
Well, thank you. I tried.
So you had I'm gonna keep calling him Steiner because to name him Breaker, I hate the name so much, but he was so impressive last night that he got a lot of attention, and one of the things that everybody was focused on is when Tommaso Ciampa won the NXT title, and you look at the end, they were like looking at each other backstage and they just shook hands. So it kind of reminded me of like the way The Undertaker and John Cena shook hands backstage and was like, almost like saying like I'm recognizing you. You know, Tommaso Ciampa knows that this guy is going to be somebody that's going to be a big star in this company. And it's only a matter of time before Vince McMahon decides, like, you know what? Let's give it to Breaker. He's a big guy. He's getting over. Not necessarily getting over with the fans, but he's getting over with me. And let's just sit there and put the strap on him and see what happens. Me personally, if they give him the title, I wouldn't mind it because it's a brand new start to NXT.
Think he's well prepared.
I don't think he's well prepared, but I think that the way the direction of NXT is going right now, that they can mold him into what they want. You know, it's
like
not
Goldberg.
Exactly. But the thing about it is with Steiner, he knows how to wrestle. It's not like Goldberg that he was just Goldberg. Like when you get him in the ring, he couldn't really move well with everyone. Like they had to like baby him, you know. But with Steiner, I think like it'll be more of a like a, you know, he'll probably move better with somebody as long as he can catch up to their speed.
He just needs the experience, which they could let him gain it as he's defending the title.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
So you've seen that we have a new champion now in NXT. Samoa Joe on Sunday had to relinquish the title, due to medical reasons, which he didn't say exactly what the medical reason was. Obviously, he wants to keep that close to himself. A lot of people thought that this was fake because of the new brand of NXT. There were reports that he was supposed to show up on Monday Night Raw to hype up NXT 2.0, but then that got scrapped because he's no longer champion. Then they had the fatal 4-way last night to determine who would be the new champion, and Tommaso Ciampa ended up winning and getting his title back. As far as like the news for Samoa Joe, still now to this recording here, there hasn't been any updates as far as like, you know, what is going on with Samoa Joe? What was the reason exactly as to why they needed him to relinquish it? Me personally, I think it's probably still the concussion protocols that he had, because he's still going through the whole stages of like the head trauma and the headaches and stuff like that. So to me, I think that maybe that could have played a factor into him, like relinquishing that title.
I'm so upset because I waited so long to see my boy with the title. He finally got it, and I hope it's a legit issue, because they tend to tell you one thing so they could hide what's really happening.
Exactly.
We wanted him to lose the title to somebody that just started, and he said no. Now we got to give you a story. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, but you know what? I think if that was the case, he would have went out there and just gave up the title. Like, one thing about Samoa Joe that I've seen, he's always been the type of person that's always going to help somebody go over or help the company win some type of match, you know?
Agreed.
So to see this, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping we get some more updates on Samoa Joe. Obviously, if there is, I'll update it on the page. For people who are watching this now, if you guys are not subscribed to the Instagram page, please do so. I do daily updates every single day, almost every single hour. Once I know something, I always let you guys know too. And I can't say always, but I could tell you that I do fact check it. Especially one thing that I do want to talk about that was making the rounds, and that was before Adam Cole left WWE. There were rumors that they were going to pitch him to come up to the main roster and be Keith Lee's manager. Right. So this was going on for like a good couple of days, where, you know, this story kept going on and on and on and on and on, stating that, like, you know, this is one of the reasons why he wanted to leave, besides that, you know, obviously like his girlfriend and all his friends are there, and he just wanted to be in AEW. But Adam Cole did confirm that he did not hear those, you know, that was not something that they had pitched to him, or Vince McMahon had pitched to him when they had that meeting. So that kind of just like died down all those rumors as to like, oh, they wanted him to be a manager, you know?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I don't know if I would have took that deal either.
I definitely wouldn't have took that deal.
You messing up his career, and you want me to be his manager, you're gonna mess mine as well.
Exactly. I'd rather sit in catering all day and fucking eat sandwiches and shit.
Correct. Or at least try to go. Look, he came one time into AEW, and to me it was amazing. Even though he's a heel, he went to the bad guys, but it was still amazing. I still root for the guy.
Oh, definitely. And he has his first match tonight too, over in on Dynamite tonight, which is gonna be phenomenal. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna come on in a few minutes.
Nice. Who is he fighting?
Kazarian.
Nice. They gave him a good match.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
good because Kazarian can go, and he's been in the business for a very long time. So I can only imagine these two stepping into the ring and giving them a good show out in Jersey.
It's gonna be wonderful. Good luck with the elite.
We're still on NXT news. Obviously, NXT has been in the news as of late. Johnny Gargano, he is the face of NXT. He is Mr. Takeover. His contract is coming up next.
Mr. NXT himself.
It's reported that his contract is going to be up December 3rd of this year. And, certain fans are wondering like whether or not he's actually going to stick around or is he going to leave WWE and NXT and move on to someplace else, because like you have like all these other companies that could possibly, take him and say like, hey, we can make you a big star. You have Impact Wrestling, you have MLW, you have ROH, and you have AEW that can like shell out the money to give him, and especially now that his wife is pregnant. So if he needs the extra time, you can go to someplace like AEW and they'll give you that time. I don't.
The crazy thing is too many people going over there. What about New Japan Wrestling that is also tagged?
But see, the thing about it is like with New Japan, like that means there will be travel restrictions because like you can't really travel to Japan right now. That's why they started to do a lot of the New Japan Strong here in the States to compensate with the people who can't make it out there.
See, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so it's it's a toss in the air. If Johnny Gargano does decide to leave, I can see him fitting in someplace like say Impact Wrestling.
That as well.
You don't really have too many stars in Impact. You can really make a name for yourself and like be that top heel in Impact, and Impact is still working with AEW, so that can still be on the table as well.
So he can actually have a contract with AEW, but be featured in Impact.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great deal. You could, and then basically build that company up.
Exactly.
And bring you over whenever we need you.
And now you kind of sitting there, you wondering to yourself, you're looking at the way NXT and WWE is holding are operating now. So kind of you kind of sit there and think to yourself, like, do I want to stay here? Is my career going to benefit, me staying here and working with this company, or could I go out and find something else and make better money, have a better career, have better matches?
So love to Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Kennedy McMahon has to come up with a nice contract like a baseball player. We're gonna give you this. Matter of fact, go check. I don't think they're going to give you half of that over there. And they have to come strong. And that's the problem. I don't know if they're willing to. You got to offer him a good contract to the point that he doesn't want to go nowhere.
So we're still on more contracts news here. So Pete Dunne, another NXT guy. All these NXT guys are coming up with their contracts now, if you notice this. So Pete Dunne's contract was up a while ago. He did sign an extension to stay with the company a little while longer. But news came in yesterday that he has signed a 3-year deal with WWE. So he's sticking around. They actually got to keep him. Triple H, before he had his surgery, made sure he worked out those details for Pete Dunne to stay with the company for another 3 years. Money-wise, they didn't report as far as like what they were offering him. But once the news broke out that Pete Dunne was going to stay, I thought that he was going to win the title last night because he was in that title picture, especially the way that they were constructing everything last night with Pete Dunne attacking Kyle O'Reilly and getting him out of the title picture to just his alliance with everybody else that was backstage is like, okay, Pete Dunne might be that guy that they're gonna put the strap on him, but he didn't win last night.
That's crazy.
So now I'm kind of wondering, like, what is next for Pete Dunne? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna continue the storyline? Are we gonna see him fight Kyle O'Reilly? Which to me, I feel so bad for Kyle O'Reilly. Like, Adam Cole left, Bobby Fish got fired. Roderick Strong is doing the Diamond Mine stuff, and now he's just there. He's, one day he's in the title picture, the next day he's not.
I was gonna ask you about that. He just finished having a great match with Adam Cole. Before he left, that triple stage or whatever, where you have to submit and then the cage. That was a great match. So I thought they were preparing him.
Yep. So you would think that they would have said like, okay, well, we're gonna we're gonna put the strap on him, or we're gonna do something, but nope, they decided to not move in that direction at all.
That's crazy.
Which sucks. So I'm kind of wondering like what is next for Kyle O'Reilly moving forward with NXT.
Oh man. Well, I hope he gets to one day become champion. He looks like he's the same stature as the Russian guy that just finished winning.
Oh, you took him out Dragunov.
So I don't know. Yeah. Do you think they could have a match together?
If him and Dragunov from the UK, from NXT UK, actually was to have a match, I think that would be a back and forth thing, because both of these guys are strong as hell. Like they could withstand pain like no other person. So I can see that happening where they can have a match together. If it does come to fruition, that would be a main event match, or at least NXT takeover worthy match, for WWE.
But that's not something he would be able to win, since it's the UK championship. Yeah. Okay, see, I wanted to verify that. That was one guy that I saw that might have went well with him.
Mm-hmm. So we're moving away from WWE news. We're moving on to AEW. So AEW decided that they're going to start taping all their AEW Dark matches, which is the ones that we get to see on Tuesdays and Monday nights on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they moved that to Orlando, and now they're over at Universal Studios.
Nice.
So they do like 2 shows. They do like 4 shows on the weekends. In the afternoon, you can go in there. It's completely free. It's a part of your ticket when you go into the park, and you can sit there and watch these shows. But you have to sign up when the free tickets go on sale. You have to sign up for it so you can get it, so you can get in and actually sit there and watch like a whole entire show. So last weekend they started doing the tapings, and you had a lot of ex-WWE stars there that got released. They were making like their debuts at AEW Dark, which is great. Like Santana Garrett was there. Kurt Stallion was another person that was there. And then you had some up and coming people, which is like, that's what mostly like AEW Dark is. Mm-hmm. It's like watching their talent, like their developmental talent come together.
NXT.
Yeah, except it's just they don't have a performance center. That's what it is. They just have AEW Dark and Elevation.
I like it. It gives the chance to the rookies and the people that don't have screen time to elevate themselves, where people could actually watch them and they have somewhere to perform. I don't know if WWE has something like that. I'm pretty sure. Well, NXT is almost as good as WWE, so it's like I don't think you can compare that to AEW Dark. I'm pretty sure most of these people who have never been on cameras, they get to actually build themselves and know what it is, know where the hard camera is, to start being great down there.
And that's one of the things that they're starting to do now, where like, they want to develop these guys to like, be stars in the company. So they're just like, okay, you have AEW Dark where these guys can sit there and do whatever it is that they want to do to an extent and see what sticks.
I like it. It's a great thing. Great thing for up and coming wrestlers. They're gonna want to sign with AEW. They have somewhere to actually shine.
Exactly, and that's what's one of the things that I'm hoping that they do.
I hope a lot of guys come out that we're surprised with. Just like who is that? He used to be here. Oh, amazing.
So the last little bit of news I'm going to close off the show with before we let everybody know where they can find you is today I saw a video for Up Up Down Down, and it was a goodbye video for Adam Cole. You know, Adam Cole is a part of the Up Up Down Down, left right. Was it left right team? Like if you watched all their streams, you know, he was a part of like their big gaming, you know, family, and now with him being in AEW, it looks like he's gonna have to leave the show. So they did like this whole Blues Clues Steve send off where it was just like he's not saying bye, but he's saying I see you later. And you know, for a lot of people who watch Up Up Down Down like myself, you know, it was a little sad. It was a little upsetting because it's just like, you know, he can still be a part of the company, you know, not, you know, be a part of the show, but because they're in two different companies, they don't want to, I guess they don't want to burn any bridges with WWE.
That's crazy. Now, is this an actual WWE show or this is something they did on the side?
So WWE let Xavier Woods continue because before WWE started to do like their hard press as far as saying like, okay, you can't do third party media without our consent or at least them having some type of like control of it. You know, Xavier Woods is one of those people who said like, you know, I can put up, down, down with WWE, but you're not going to take this away from me. Like, you know, I'll leave the company before I give you my show.
Yeah, so that's,
you know, and they decided to like give him the show and let him have it and do his thing because he was generating so much money for them. It's like, do you really want to get rid of somebody who's like a top star in the company and he's making like he's giving us more exposure as far as like, you know, in the video game world. So they left him alone. But you have other people like Cesaro, Tyler Breeze, and Adam Cole who are also a part of this show now. Like two of them are no longer there. So you're kind of wondering like, you know, what was next for this? Like you kind of seen this happening, like it was going to happen eventually. So like now with Adam Cole, you know, leaving the company and going with AEW, I guess they just had to like part ways in a sense.
That sucks because
it does.
If you said it's my show,
exactly.
Why are you choosing who I have on my show?
Exactly.
Basically, I understand they're not going to tell them don't have them on the show. But we could just say we're going to give you less TV time.
Yeah, exactly.
On the other end, I mean, you can keep your show, but you remember you got to feed yourself someday, and I'm your boss. So
exactly. But it sucks though that they, you know, they had to end it that way. But I know we're still going to see up, up, down, down, and see what's to come. But like for me, like that reminds me like of you guys, like you and Toe, like when you guys play like the games online. Like if you've never seen it, you can like if you go into YouTube and watch up, down, down. You'll see like all the video games that they play. You know, because they talk trash with each other and like they have like competitions and stuff like that. So it's something good to watch, you know, and it gets you hyped a little bit where you're like, man, I should go online and do some streaming myself. But you know, you got to get friends and stuff like that.
Yep. That's why I got told. That's the only reason I got him. Need a friend.
No, man. So we're closing out the show now. Those are all the news and rumors. Show, man. Thank you for coming out here. You are on YouTube every single day. It looks like. So tell the people where they can find you besides you coming on here whenever I hit you up and say like, hey, I need you to come on and help me run this show.
Well, we're usually streaming Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on, and actually Friday. Oh, you said every day. You're right.
Yeah. you guys have the weekends off.
Correct. We're usually on YouTube on the Knucklehead channel, NUKKLEHEDD, Knucklehead. You go on there, 9 o'clock every day. We're usually streaming. You can come check us out. Leave us a message. You can always leave me a message on there, and I'll respond. I'm the same way as Kenny. Kenny responds to you guys, and so do I. So don't be afraid.
I love talking to people.
I see, Ashley. We appreciate you. I see you there. I know
Ashley's here. Ashley's been a part of the show since like last week. Tyson is another person who's always on here whenever I stream, like live shows, no matter what time. I think he has it like notified on his phone, so he kind of just like, Kenny's on, and he's like a really big supporter. I always give a big shout out to Tyson. But yeah, man, that's it. I mean, we're done. Next week is AEW. They come into our hometown of New York. They're going to be in Queens,
and you're going to be there, right?
I will be there. Hopefully, I get to see you. You can come into the building somehow. We'll sneak you in.
Put me in a suitcase.
Put you in a suitcase. Put you in a backpack like Dora.
I'm gonna show up like a wrestler. Hey, look, Vince.
Listen,
I got the abs. let me wrestle. I'm here. Oh man.
So guys, thank you for staying with us. Thank you for tuning into another live stream here on a Wednesday. It is Hump Day, like always. Guys, until next time, you have a safe one.
Good night, guys.